Good people, we back. Real Vision TV. Got another one for you. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, share and subscribe to the channel as we get this going. So, as many of you guys have already heard, Cassie is coming out against Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Love, whatever you want to call him, in regards to receiving bad treatment from him. This treatment includes beatings and, of course, the R word. So, not shocking with Sean Combs. Not only has he R-worded people with their publishing and music, literally, but he also is now doing it physically, or he's done it physically with past females or alleged females, as we say it right now, before it hits the courtroom. So, I just want to put out there first, we're not fans of Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs over here at Real Vision TV. We are not fans of him. We still think that there's some type of retribution that should be coming in regards to this Tupac murder and the Biggie Smalls murder. Quite frankly, we didn't like what he did with people as far as artists and industry. So he has a trail of dirt. And now the dirt is just overflowed to the point where people has now had enough. So I'm going to say a few points in regards to Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, right? Cassandra, let's say it right. Cassandra Ventura. Now, this apparently happened quite some time ago, whatever she's alleged. Now, I just want to put out there that there's statute of limitations on matters, especially in New York. Now, some may say because she's feeling hard times, and I think something happened with her previous boyfriend. I think he actually committed suicide. Don't quote me on that. Look it up. But I know that relationship went sour, and she's hit rock bottom, right? And I just don't want to let people get to the point where, when you hit rock bottom is when you want to come out about things. If these allegations she's making is serious, and if Sean Combs actually did these things, we do not stand at all with him at all regarding these matters, right? These are serious matters. So we don't support it. The only issue we have is that you need to come out sooner than later when the incident happens, because they did this with Bill Cosby. We don't want to get into a world where we have our children growing up and just out of the blue, somebody can accuse them of something that happened 20, 10, 30 years ago, right? So if something happens to you females, come out right away. Don't wait when the time's convenient, because it looks bad a little bit on Cassie's part, because, when she was flying on his private jets and going from ramen noodles to caviar, it was all good. It was all good, right? But apparently she's feeling hard times, and now it's not good. So, we're not saying that to say that we don't believe her. We're just saying that to say, you got to come out when the matter happens. You just can't just wait this long, right? So we're just going to run through some of the stuff that she says here in her civil suit. Now, she's 37 years old. Combs is 54. Now, it alleges that Sean Combs had an uncontrollable rage. People was aware of this in the past. Even Jennifer Lopez was aware of this. When he had that incident in the nightclub with the shooting with Shine. So people are aware of this, right? So Cassie is alleging that, that rage led into punches, kicks. He even stomped her. He even stomped her out a few times. Then on top of that, she states that, he basically plied her up with drugs, and forced her to basically have sex with other men while he actually, played with himself and filmed them. Now, we all know people have sick, perverted minds, and whatever people do behind their closed doors is their business. But I just don't understand how guys can be in a relationship with a female and have that type of mindset, right? like you could play with yourself with your female, but yeah, getting off to other guys, playing with your female, it's a little bit out there. So you got to have a real broad sexual mind to be even indulgent in that type of activity. Now, the suit also says that she was trying to end the relationship in 2018 with Combs when he forced her into a Los Angeles home and he R-worded her. So I guess, he wasn't trying to let her go, allegedly. And she's claiming that it was tough to get away for the most part. So the silence that I mentioned earlier, she's claiming that after years of that silence, that she's finally ready to tell her story. Now, listen, if she's trying to sell a book, go ahead, sell your book. Right? And she wants to speak up on behalf of herself and also for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. We commend you for that, Ms. Ventura. But again, got to come forward sooner. Because, Combs, he could have his legal team just keep tying this up in court. And we did mention this girl has fell on hard times. So if he just keeps having motions filed in court, he's going to run her legal fees dry and she can't compete in the courtroom anymore. So this is why you got to come forward sooner. Now, for the past 6 months, Sean Combs has been suspected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book, which is what I just alluded to. Sounds like she wants to get a book off. And it was rejected as blatant blackmail. This is what Combs said in his statement. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish his reputation and seek a payday. Now, I did mention this to you before earlier, people, that, this sounds like she's on hard times and she's just trying to get that bag. And again, if he did these things to her, he is a douchebag, right? He's a douchebag, right? That's exactly what he is. Because you can't do this to females, man, and expect to get away with it. So Combs apparently offered her 8 figures to silence her at some point, right, and prevent the filing of this lawsuit that is in the Southern District of New York. And she rejected because she claimed that her voice was, that the money didn't amount to her voice to all women who suffer in silence. So now there's some contradiction there, right? Because if it's not about the money, then why you filing a lawsuit for money? If it's not about the money, why are you filing a lawsuit for money? If it's about the women and those who suffer in silence. Now, we all know Combs is among the most influential hip-hop producers and executives of the past 3 decades, right? He's still dibbling and dabbling in this music industry. Now, let's just recite a little bit back to their dating relationship. They began dating in 2007, right? And that relationship spanned for over a decade. Now, this girl, she came up through the modeling thing. Remember, Kim Porter, Puffy's now passed along ex-wife, she's seen this girl come through, right? She's seen when the girl was enjoying her time with Puff. Now, the men that she mentioned earlier, the men that I mentioned earlier, she said, she claims that Puffy wanted to watch her have intercourse with while he masturbated. She better bring those guys to court because that's the receipts we need. Without those receipts, that allegation is not going to hold any weight against Mr. Combs. Just saying. Now, she's acted a little bit, and I hope people don't think that she's acting here, but she actually did act and appeared in a few films on television, such as Fox's short-lived Empire series. What was that other movie? Step Up 2. It was that dance movie or something along those lines. So she really didn't have a real, let's say, great career by herself outside of the influence of Sean Combs. Because if I ask one of you people, right, good people, and again, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Hit the like button. Right? If I was to ask you, name me a hit song or name me anything that was like spot on influential from Cassie alone by herself, you guys couldn't name anything. Right? Because essentially she was a nobody until she met Sean Combs. And even when she was with him, all her fame came from his back. Now, let's see what else we can come up with here too. And I also got note today on the desk that Danity Kane. Remember Danity Kane? Well, that group is also alleging that Sean Combs did something to them along these lines. So I'm possibly going to do another video in regards to that. And I'm going to pull up the document here. I got the actual document here. And I just want to read a few of the things here. I mentioned the beatings. Now, there was one instance where she claimed that she ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of that he ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive. Right? She also stated that Sean demanded that she carried his firearm in her purse just to make her feel uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is. I don't know. I have to see this one play out in court. Now, she's also stating that he introduced her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol. Yes, the Mr. Ciroc guy. This, I wouldn't doubt, right? Because he is the Ciroc guy. He loves alcohol. So the lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse, and required her to procure, which basically obtain illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. So basically she's saying that Sean Combs was an addict. And instead of the addiction shown underneath his name, he made her obtain the drugs to give to him. Now, again, people, she met Combs when she was 19 years old. Now, if this alleged predator that this sexual predator that she's claiming he is, or this monster she's claiming he is, think about in 2005 how old he was, preying on a 19-year-old. Right? Because a 19-year-old's mind is so easily influenced. Right? You can influence a 19-year-old's mind very easy. Right? We're giving them drugs, showing them a romantic lifestyle. And on top of that, he was her boss because he signed her. So he had full control over this girl. Full control. And where was her family, by the way? Anybody know where her family was? Or did Sean Combs bully her family out of the situation? Seems like it was just only her living in the world with Sean Combs. Now, she has to bring receipts to the table, people. Because it's really important that she bring these receipts to the table. Because without these receipts, these are just baseless allegations. Because like I said, Puffy's money's too long. And he'll run her right out the courtroom. Right out the courtroom. So like, as she states, his abuse was horrific. And, oh man, did anybody ever see her come out with with a black eye or any bruises? You guys drop it in the comment section below. I never seen an image of Cassie the whole time I've seen her around Puff Daddy, unless he must have beat her and then kept her like underground for a long period of time until those bruises healed. But you guys drop it in the comment section below. Have you ever seen Cassie looking like she's been abused? And if so, drop the link because we like to attach receipts to these allegations, right? Because we want to actually paint the entire picture and give you guys the full scope of what she's alleging. So we're going to leave it at that because right now everything is allegations and this has to play out in court. But again, Sean, P. Diddy, Mr. Love, whatever your name is, your time is coming. Your time is coming, buddy, and you can't keep doing wrong to people, whether it's robbing them of their publishing, abusing people physically, and carrying on with this fake rage. You're not a real man. You're a coward if you're doing these things. If you allegedly, if these allegations are true, you're a coward. And all you do is you've just been running these streets of New York, right? Backed by the base of your old daddy, who was a supposed Crip gang member. So your credibility comes from stuff that you really didn't even do. So I don't know where you get off thinking you're some big gangster, but you're really not. And I'm going to be on your neck for future videos, and I'm going to follow this case, Mr. Combs. If these allegations come out to be true, we here at Real Vision TV is going to be on your neck. That's right. We're going to be on your neck. So again, if y'all like the video, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because 30,000 people already dropped videos on this, and I'm pretty sure people have caught up to speed and found out what's going on. We just want to give our intake on it here at Real Vision TV. And again, like, share, and subscribe. Get this video to 1,000 likes would be acceptable. Until next time, we see you in the next one.